Good morning, guys. Happy Monday. I'm Holly. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to take you through kind of a morning in my life, just show you my routines, everything I do to get productive right in the beginning of the week, all of my little hacks and tricks. So if you guys watch my other videos, you know that my work is kind of different every single day. I work from home, I'm out filming, I'm out with clients, sometimes I'm on Zoom sessions, and here it always just kind of depends on the day. But this routine that I do in the morning really helps create stability across all of that. I really feel like I found a good way to get dialed in from the beginning of the morning. So I'm gonna walk you through everything that I do just in these first couple of hours. Hopefully it inspires you to implement one of these things, or if you have other suggestions for ways to stay productive and not procrastinate, drop that in the comments. Let's jump right into my morning. Okay, so I'm gonna walk you guys over to the kitchen. Every morning I start the exact same way. First thing I do, I go wash my face and brush my teeth. As soon as my feet hit the floor, that's the first thing I do. And then I come in here to the kitchen and I make coffee. Now, if you guys have watched other videos, I've gone through phases of type of coffee that I drink. Right now I'm in a black hot coffee phase. Don't add anything to it, it just brews and then I drink it. So while that's going, I go get changed. I'm working from home today until about noon and then I head out for clients. So I'm very fine being in relaxed clothing. I'm in running shorts and a long sleeve. I know some people gain some mental clarity or focus from being more put together in their outfit. That is totally obviously up to you. I end up changing like 3 times throughout the day anyway, just based on workouts and clients and filming. So I've done all the stuff I just told you. Now I'm actually on my second cup right here. So we're gonna go ahead and pour that. And then we are gonna be caught up with the schedule. So I'm gonna pour this. Okay, we've got the second cup of coffee. Next up in the process is very important to me, and that is getting my space cleaned up. It is really, really important to me and very valuable to me as a person working for myself to have my space set up so that I'm calm, focused, and not distracted. 2 reasons it's good to clean up your space, and I'll show you right now. It's not great. I guess it could be worse, but things are kind of disheveled and everywhere. Bedroom especially. Just kind of a mess. So what I feel like I get from cleaning up before I start to officially like work is 1, a sense of control. I know we all get the Sunday scaries, or a lot of us do, the night before Monday, and we're worrying about what's coming the next day, week, month. We feel like it's happening to us and we get a little bit scared of how bad everything's gonna be. And then on a more practical level, if you leave your space cluttered or there's things everywhere from the weekend or the week before or whatever, you have a sort of backup running list in your head of all the stuff that could be done. So what I've found is if I sit down at my desk with everything dirty, I will start working on something, but I'll know that, oh, if I need a distraction or a break, I can go do the dishes, or I can go start some laundry or something like that. It just ends up breaking your focus from the beginning. So I find that if I just put the time aside in the beginning, even just to tidy up, it doesn't need to be spotless or anything, I give myself less of a chance or an excuse to break up my workflow, which ultimately is gonna cause me to take much longer on something than it would if I didn't do that. So I'm gonna do that, kind of play a montage for you guys of the cleaning, and we're gonna get into the next thing.
Always alone. You will always be there. Always alone. You will always be there. Always alone. You will always be there. Always alone.
So much better now. I'm going to show you a little sweep of the apartment. You can see the progress we've made. All right, living room, just tidied up the couch, lit some candles, and then the desk is a little messy, but when I fold that down, it'll all be set for my work. Kitchen is picked up as much as possible. We have this cooler we need to move, but otherwise everything's out of the way. I can move around. No dishes in the sink, which is huge. And bedroom, let's go in here. Made the bed. Put some clothes away. Actually, I don't want to show you the closet. That's kind of a mess. Okay, so everything being cleaned is great, and now I'm ready to work. But one final step before I sit down, this is very important. I do this every single day, whether I'm going out to do a client or staying home to sit down and do work. I grab from my fridge one of the MagicMinds. This is a little like juice shot almost with matcha in it and a few other ingredients. Super cute and little, 2 ounces, that's all it is. I take one of these legitimately every day, probably around 11 a.m. I would say is the average time, just depending on my schedule because I usually have my coffee earlier. So here's the deal with this. It is literally a 2 ounce shot, tiny, tiny. It has all the ingredients just listed here on the bottle. And these guys are actually located in Venice Beach, California, which is kind of love just having that little tie to the West Coast that I miss so much. I take this in one sip basically, but a lot of people I know mix it with ice and maybe a little milk and do like a matcha latte on ice or put it in their smoothie or something like that. But for me, this is an incredible morning like focus shot is what I like to call it. There's basically just a few ingredients in here, but it tastes really healthy. It tastes like a green juice, honestly. Little strong, but I like stuff like that. Like, you know, guys know how I eat greens completely plain. But it has nootropics in it. So nootropics are basically like cognitive enhancers. It makes you just be a little bit more focused without the jitters of caffeine. So there is a little matcha in here, like I said, but unlike coffee, where if I were to keep drinking coffee, I'd completely get anxious and jittery and kind of be bouncing around, hands shaking. This like calms my mind almost, and I swear I feel like brain fog just leaves. I know this sounds like so wild, but I've literally taken one of these every day for 2 months now, and I've noticed the biggest difference even after 3 days. So if you guys want to try a MagicMind shot, click down in the description here. I have a link for you for 20% off. If you hate it, they give you a 100% refund. So there's really no risk there in trying it. I have done a lot of research on the product. I would never ever tell you guys about anything I didn't actually like, try, use, and feel better about using. So I like to shake it because there is, lion's mane mushroom is a nootropic, a part of nootropics, and I've used it before in like teas and stuff, and I always remember like, oh, I really liked that feeling. And it's not like a high, it's just like a complete focus. And I know once I take this, I'm not gonna need a coffee this afternoon or anything, and I'm also not gonna feel a crash. So I shake it, get that powder out the bottom, and then I just drink it. Sometimes I'll rinse out the bottle to be a good Samaritan, then recycle it, but that's it. And now we're finally going to sit down at my desk and do some work. One thing I feel like boosts my productivity a little bit in the morning is ditching the stool. So I have a desk from Wayfair, and it's really nice. It can be standing or seated. So I ditched this for at least the maybe first 45 minutes of work in the morning. Just open my laptop up, and then I've got a nice view here, which I'm lucky and fortunate for, of course. And I can also stand here without kind of crunching down, craning my neck. So I'll probably do about 45 minutes standing, then I'll bring this in, especially if I'm gonna do editing or anything like that. The really nice thing about this desk, this is not sponsored, I just get a bunch of storage. It's kind of, you know, messy in here, but I can fit a bunch of things, cover it up when I'm not using it, and then like I said, I have the 2 levels to pick from, which is nice. So I love my notes app on my phone. It obviously goes between computer and phone, so it's always where you need it. But I will look now at what I need to do. I have a good idea already, because before I go to bed, I typically like to know what's coming. But today I need to edit a video. I need to organize and prep some material for Thursday, which is very exciting. I'm doing my first live YouTube Q&A on my Patreon. I've mentioned my Patreon before to you guys, but if you are part of the all access tier on there, the $12 a month, you'll get 2 live Q&As with me each month. I try to poll you guys so that we pick a time that works for everybody, and if you're not able to get on at that time, you can send in questions before. I'll answer and then post the recording so that you have it. And I'm doing my first one Thursday, so I'm a little nervous, and I want to have stuff prepped because there's not a ton of people on my Patreon yet, so there may be downtime where I'm just kind of talking about what I want to talk about. And I'm starting with a new client, so what I like to do is do a mock-up of the first week workouts, have him look over those with me on Zoom, we make any tweaks, and then I have a good jumping off point. Sometimes, even if I've talked to somebody for an hour, I'm flying blind a little bit as far as, is this what he was expecting? Is this a good starting point that's challenging enough but not gonna throw him off the edge in the beginning? So those are my main things to do before my first client at noon. So I'm gonna get to it and let's go.
always alone. You will always be there. Always alone. You will always be there. Always alone. You will always be there.
One thing to think about, guys, if you are on a standing desk is be aware of your posture. It doesn't need to be anything crazy. You don't need to hold your breath or suck your stomach in. You just need to be aware of how you're standing. So I think a couple things just kind of go down in my head. Belly button pulled in a little bit just to help support that spine. You should feel, if you have any low back pain, that goes away at least partially when you draw your belly button in. I also think about keeping my weight balanced between the 2 feet. It's so tempting when you're standing to lean or pick your foot off the ground and rest it on the other one. And like, that's all fine to kind of move around in that way. But if you're just standing in a bad position, it's not the same, but it is also kind of as bad as sitting in a bad position. So we're in this standing position, we're challenging ourselves to kind of build stamina and endurance for our posture. So those are little things to think about as you're doing it, and also just help you be in less pain overall. And now I stopped for a little food break. You guys know I'm the queen of weird lunches, breakfasts, like whatever I have, I put it together. So what I made here is basically leftover salad greens. I don't know why I say leftover, salad greens. I love the Butter Plus from Organic Girl Greens, I think it's called. So I did that. A little cilantro lime Primal Kitchen dressing on there that I love. I had leftover pasta, this little rigatoni. So I did what we had left of that. And then this is just some like salami and Italian deli meat from Costco that we had a big package of. So very random. I'm gonna eat this now. And then what I wanna do is wrap the video up with my last few big productivity hacks and tips and tricks that I feel like really work, whether it's Monday or any day, that I really feel like have worked for me and keep me dialed in. All right, so first and foremost, biggest thing I do is not let myself think about anything other than today, especially on a Monday. So easy to be like, I have this Thursday, this Friday, next month I have this year by the end of December I need to have this done, whatever. It's really easy to spiral. Very easy, take it from a very anxious person. So what I make a promise to myself to do is that on Monday morning especially, I stay focused on Monday. I don't think about anything else. Tuesday's not even a given. I think about Monday. And a good example of this is like I was just doing. I was prepping for my Q&A on Thursday, right? I don't let myself go to the place of, oh, what else is going on Thursday? What's that gonna go like, etc. Today's task is just to prep for that experience. That's the task. Just that, just prep the questions and the topics, and that's it for today. You check that off. You have nothing else to think about related to Thursday. That really helps me stay in line with what I'm doing. All right, guys, now I wanna talk about sleep. I'm not gonna bore you with the obvious fact that sleep makes us healthier and feel better. You already know that. What I wanna do is actually relate it back to when I cleaned the apartment this morning. When I cleaned the apartment this morning, even just tidied up, I was taking control of my space. I was smoothing things out, getting myself in a place where I knew this was gonna be taken care of so that I could go do my work without distraction or worrying about this to-do list that was blaring right in front of me. Same goes for sleep. If you can actually give your body something to adjust to and get used to, you have less time wasted in the morning with your body kind of figuring out where you are that day. And here's what I mean. If your body knows kind of generally what time you go to bed and generally what time you wake up, there's less surprises. Yes, we all have different lives. So I know some of you guys work at night. You get home at 7 in the morning, you're sleeping throughout the day. Maybe you work three shifts a week. Off the other 4 days, things are different. Some of you work 9 to 5s and you come home and you have an entire family life to adhere to. Dinners, soccer games, preparing the kids for the next day of school, whatever it is, there's a lot going on. But if you can, do your absolute best to give your body something generally to expect, you're gonna have a lot less shock in the morning. For example, if I usually get 8 or 9 hours of sleep, I get 4. The next morning, I'm probably spending the first hour or two just trying to play catch up and help my body address the stress it feels. Higher cortisol levels, my hormones are kind of out of whack. I've gotten a lot more emotional when I don't get enough sleep. That gets the way of things. If I have to go film a video and I'm really like worked up or something, it's really hard to kind of sit down and do it because I don't feel like myself, right? We all have things going on, but if you can generally, say 5 out of the 7 days of the week, give your body something to rely on, you are gonna be a lot better off in setting the standard and feeling less chaotic every morning. So that's a really big thing that I've learned, is just giving myself some sort of stability in my body, the same way that we work out and eat as healthy as we can and drink a lot of water. All those things help our body feel like we know what's coming the next day, and it's not like fire drill every single time. My final tip today is the most important, and it's the most pertinent to Monday. Put something at the end of today or towards the end of the day that incentivizes you to get your stuff done right now. This is so important. Put something that you actually like, that you look forward to at the end of your Monday. The biggest, hardest part about Monday is that it's so different from the 2 days you just had off. A lot of the tasks and things we get done on the weekend, maybe we have to get them done, but they feel more like a choice rather than the meeting you have to be at on Monday to keep your job. Very different, and something that helps bleed those things together, I believe, is romanticizing your Monday. Putting something there at the end that you know you get to look forward to if you work hard right now. For me, I have a 4 o'clock workout class today I'm really excited about. I love the workout at the CrossFit gym. We're doing some lunges, devil's press, snatches, a Metcon at the end. I know I'm gonna get a good sweat, see my friends, and feel a lot better. This doesn't need to be a workout. This could be dinner with friends. You could have a movie night every Monday. Decide at 7:30 or 8 o'clock you're sitting down with your family to watch one of your guys' favorite movies every Monday. It really helps make Monday suck less. Setting your day up this way really helps kind of time block your work and create parameters for you to finish things in so that you're not nebulously working on random tasks throughout the day. Especially if you work from home, this is a really, really nice way to stay focused and stay on it without stressing yourself out. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Go check out that MagicMind. Link down in the description for your 20% off, full refund if you don't even like it. I have loved it for 2 months, as I said. I'm gonna get back to my stuff and jump over to my next client. Love you guys, and I'll see you soon.